Well, IT, congrats on earning the starting spot for the Wizards. Look, it was just 2 years ago that you were an all-star in back-to-back seasons. Considering what you've been through since then, how great is it to be back on the court and just playing every single night?
It's a blessing. I'm just happy to be able to have a great opportunity here with the Washington Wizards to show that I can still play at a high level. Just, the last 2 years I've been through it, and it's been tough, but to finally be healthy and to finally, like you said, to be able to play every day with no restraints, it's a blessing from God.
IT, first of all, I want to commend you on last year. I had a chance to be around you when you were in Denver in the playoffs, weren't playing a lot of minutes, how you stayed positive and show you were a great leader. So with that being said, would you go into this summer working on waiting for that phone call from Washington to get you ready for this season?
I was working on everything. As you guys know, I've been hurt the last 2 years, so the last 2 summers I haven't been able to get better. I've just been able to rehab. And, that says a lot playing against the best players in the world. So this summer I just worked on everything. I got in the best shape I possibly could, and I was able to grind like I usually do. So, like, for the first time in 2 years, I feel like I've gotten better, and it got me ready for this season.
Isaiah, Sam Mitchell here, man. First of all, congratulations. Way to come back. But my question to you is, we understand the team goals. Everybody want to win, compete for a championship, win their division. But what are your individual goals? You've been out 2 years. You've been playing at an all-star level in the MVP race, and now all of a sudden it's almost like you got to start over again. What are your individual goals, and are you finally completely healthy, and we're going to start seeing the best of you again?
I am completely healthy. It took a while. Like, it was a really tough injury. But I'm finally healthy. I'm finally able to play and be able to get better like I'm used to. But my individual goals is just to continue to stay healthy and to play at a high level. A lot of people have counted me out, especially these last couple of years, but I know what I've been through. I know what my body's been through. I know how good I feel. I know I'm ready, and I know with given the opportunity, I can play at an all-star level again, and that's what I'm going to showcase. And that's slowly I'm getting back to that. Slowly I'm getting back to feeling good on the court, getting back to myself, getting my rhythm. But as long as it took for me to get to that MVP level, it's going to take me a while to get back to that level as well, just because, like you said, I've had to start over, and I have a good opportunity here in Washington, and I promise you I'm going to be an all-star again and be an all-NBA basketball player again. I know that for a fact.
Well, IT, it's kind of strange seeing you in a Wizard shirt considering your days with the Celtics. I mean, those playoff series were so intense. What was it like walking into the locker room for the first time to meet John, to talk to Brad after the kind of battles you've been through in the playoffs?
It was weird. The whole thing is weird. Like, just when I signed with the Washington Wizards, like a couple years ago, I didn't even like the Washington Wizards. I didn't want anything to do with them. We had real basketball beef. So when I signed with them, it was weird. And then when I played my first game here in Washington, it was weird, but the love is genuine. Like, the organization have showed me love from day one. And then the fans, the first thing they will always say, I hated you a few years ago, but I love you now. So, that it's always like that.
And IT, last one for you. Were those some days where you kind of questioned yourself, you looked yourself in the mirror and said, do I still love this game the way I do as I'm working my way back to where I want to be?
There wasn't days where I questioned if I love the game. I love the game, I mean, to the utmost, to anything there is, like, including, my family and my faith in God. But I love the game. There was questions when I was like, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm doing the same things every day. I'm rehabbing. And it was 2 straight years where I was rehabbing, because the first year I chose not to have surgery. Then the second year I had surgery, and I had to rehab from that. So there was dark days where not necessarily I wanted to give up. I just didn't know what was next. I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back and be myself. But with my faith in God and never having that quit in me, I just continue to work and continue to grind. And now I'm here today now, and I'm hopefully, game by game, I'm gonna be playing better and better.
Well, certainly having a great season for the Wizards so far this year, averaging 13 a game, playing 24 minutes a night, and starting the last 7 games. IT, one more question before you go, though. I saw you cut your hair, you had the braids. What made you go back to this look? And are you going to tell Brad to do the same?
I had to get back to myself. I was just trying some new stuff, trying to have braids and an afro, and that's not me, so I had to cut it. Everybody was surprised when I came in the other day in the locker room, but this is me, and I feel like I got to be who I am. And like you said with the Brad thing, I'm trying to get him to cut his hair. I'm trying to get him, to look right, but he's a young guy that wants to do it his way.
Yeah, 39 points per game in his last 3. Maybe Brad should keep their
Exactly.
IT.
He's been hooping too, so it's like
Leave him alone.
trying to cut that.
Better leave him alone.
IT, thanks for stopping by to warm up. Have a good game tonight.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back, boy.
I mean, it's just great to see IT smiling, considering
You know
what
what?
he's been
That's what I was thinking.
He lost his sister, lost his close friend Nipsey Hussle, suffered so many injuries that you thought, okay, maybe his career is over. Also lost a lot of money, but he's still smiling and still has the right attitude. We understand that mental health is such a big discussion in sports right now, and it seems like his head is in the right place.
Yeah, Chris, and I think when you say loss of money, so people understand the loss of opportunity to maybe get a new contract because he was playing so well at that time. I was actually on that series, Sam, and being able to talk to him, going through losing his sister, how close they were. You mentioned Nipsey Hussle, but it's more for me the love of the game, the way he was playing. People forget he was the 60th pick when he come into the draft.
Lost his tooth and kept going.
Come on, so he's had to work for everything he's gotten up when it comes to basketball. So see him last year to be around a young Denver team, Sam, didn't play one meaningful minute throughout the playoff. Not 1 minute. And they were one game from going to the Western Conference Final, and him showing he was a great leader and never being a misfit on the bench for Michael Malone. I thought that was huge for him.
It is, man. You have to think, if you're Isaiah Thomas, you have to believe in the back of your mind, in the deepest part of your heart, that if I would have played some, we could have won that series. And the thing for me, when I say it's just happy to see him smile again. Look, when you're that size, when you're a little guy, let's be honest, the NBA going to do everything they can to get you to play another sport.
Right.
You're too little, you can't do these things. But for this young man to go through all the adversity they've been through, the injuries, the loss of people close to him, and to be smiling and to be back in the game. D, my question is for him, what is after this year, what is going to be his role? Is there a team out there where if Isaiah Thomas gets back close to where he was in Boston, is there a team out there where he could still be a starting point guard? Or does he need to lower his sights a little bit and start thinking kind of like Lou Williams, being that sixth man that can come off the bench, give you instant offense? Or, again, is there a team out there that's going to give him an opportunity to start one day?
I think the answer to his question, Chris, is very similar with Derrick Rose. It took him a while to finally get healthy and finally bounce around and love his game again. Now, obviously, Isaiah never was the youngest MVP ever in NBA history, but I'm trying to get people to understand.
Two-time All-Star, though.
But I'm trying to get people to understand that both of those young men that went through injuries that took them away from being who they are, being great. Now, to your question, I don't know if he gets back to being that guy we saw 3 years ago. But he's proven to us, when healthy, he should be on the floor in meaningful minutes.
And to that point, Sam, started this season coming off the bench behind Ish Smith, now the starter in that lineup for the Washington Wizards, who are looking for their second consecutive win. They've won 2 of their last 3.
Hey, Bradley, cut your hair. Wait a minute, you balling.
Wait,
Don't
Brad.
do it, Bradley.
Wait a minute, Bradley, you balling right now.
Bradley, don't
39
do it.
points a game over his last 4 games. 3D, let
Don't
that
listen
hair
to Chris.
grow. Let it show.
Chris got a
I'm
career
hating.
average of -10.
I'm hating, Bradley. I'm frolically challenged.
I never made it to the league.